Okay, hey everybody, welcome back again. So we got our ship moving in a random direction, our last one. What I want to do this time is I want to get my ship to like chase the player, move towards the player. You can think of this as homing missiles or suicide, whatever. So let's see. And I left my enemy ship out here because I'm still tweaking it. So what I'm going to do is this random movement. I don't even think I want him, so I'm going to just do it. Well, I mean, I don't think I want to copy it, is what I meant to say. I'm going to add component playmaker, playmaker state machine, and this, I'm going to call this one chase player. Alright, so I'm going to turn off random movement, and he's just going to chase the player. Alright, so let's go edit, and we're off. Should be pretty straightforward. So I'm going to go into my state 1. I'm going to call this chase player. And let's do an action browser. Let's do a move towards. And I'm going to move towards target object. What do I want to move towards? Well, give me a variable here. Let's not do a new variable. Let's do it this way. Let's add an action browser and let's go find an object, something that we did before. Find game object. And I'm going to use a variable, but do this a little differently. Find game object, object with tag player, and let's store it in our new variable called player. Okay, and then our target object we want to move towards is going to be this player thing. Speed, how quickly do we want to move towards it? Well, we've got a variable on speed. Let's do, oh no we don't, let's do a variable here. Let's call it speed. Come over here to variables, make sure our speed is an inspector so we can set it up in there. Go back to state and finish distance. I'm going to set that to 0. Well, I mean it doesn't matter, but basically this finish distance is saying once, how close do you want it to get before it's going to fire this finish event. And I'm not going to worry about this finish event because that finish event will be handled in our next video when we add a life system to the player and we allow the enemy ship to destroy the player by hitting them. Okay, so these are going to be, think of these as my suicide ships, okay? Alright, yeah, that's what we're going to do. So let's see what this does. That's all I need there. So my enemy ship, I'm going to, let's see, I've got his random movement turned off. I just need to give him a speed. I'm going to make him a little bit faster than these others, so like a 5. And let's go ahead and make sure to apply this to our prefab. Okay, so what happens here? Let's see what we got. Okay, so you can see, yeah, they come chasing me, right? And he shot me and destroyed me, and then they go back to the middle. And they're going back to the middle because the player doesn't exist. So they're going to 0, 0, 0 because that object doesn't exist, so that's fine. Okay, alright, so pretty nice. So here's what I want to do. I'm going to go ahead and turn chase player off and turn... Let's change destroy enemy to destroy player, just to avoid any confusion in my naming there. I'm going to turn shoot off. So I've got the random movement the way that I want. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add in up here in our initialize. What it's going to do is it's going to pick one of these. It's either going to be an AI that chases the player, our suicide attack, or it's going to be an AI that moves randomly and shoots lasers. So the one that chases is not going to be shooting lasers. So I'm going to give him a speed of 6 even just to further cause issues. So let's do an no, come on, no, bad. Do an apply, there we go. Okay, so let's go to our initialize, and we're here in our initialize. I'm going to go ahead and do an edit prefab, and I'm going to pick a random number. Action browser, we're going to do a random float, like so. And it's going to be between 0 and 1. And I'm going to store this in a new variable, and I'm going to call this my, I'm going to call it decision. Okay. And then we're going to do a float compare. Actually, let's come up here. Let's go to our events. We're going to add a couple events. We're going to do a start chase. And then we're going to do another one that will be a start, what do I want to call this one? Start random. Yeah, we'll do it like that. Okay, so back here to our initialize. We got our random float. We're going to do a float compare. And this is going from 0 to 1, so if I were to multiply that by 100, it's going from 0 to 100. See a percentage there? I hope so. So I didn't want a random float. Not sure why I did that. Action browser float compare, like so. So float is going to be decision. This float 2 is going to be a 0.5. Alright, so 0.5. We're only going to do this once. And we're going to say if it is less than that, we're going to start a chase. And if it equals that, we're going to start a chase. Otherwise, if it's greater than that, we're going to do random. So let's add those over here. Add transition, start chase. So we have a 50-50 chance of our different ones. Okay, so I'm going to add a state. This is going to be init initialize chase. And let's do another one right here. Add state. And this is going to be initialize random. There we go. So start chase goes to chase. Start random goes to random. And here's what we do inside here. So our initialize chase, let's do an action browser. We're going to do an enable. Remember, I turned off those state machines, so we're going to go ahead and turn them on. Turn on the ones that we want turned on. So it's going to be our current game object. And what I want, this is chase, right? Initialize chase, I want to chase player. Cool. Let's go down to initialize random. Action browser, enable FSM, I want 2 of them. The first one is going to turn on my random movement. The second one is going to turn on my shoot. There we go. Alright, so now I got a 50-50 shot of my different types of AI, if you want to call them AI, coming after me. So let's see what all happens. Let's grab our enemy ship right here. Let's go ahead and apply that, and I'll leave him out there for the moment. Let's see what happens. So there's a chaser. Okay, he's a random guy. He's a chaser. Don't get me! Oh, dang you. He's a random guy. Get away from me, chaser. No, you're going to shoot me. Dang it. Okay, so those are both random. He's a chaser. Okay, so you can see how we've got these different AIs coming out here. Dang you. They really like going down. That's okay. Dang you. Quit it. Okay. I'm getting addicted to my own game. This is not good. Stop chasing me! And I'm kind of tempted to increase our suicide chasers so they go just a little bit faster. Move! No. Alright, there we go. So we've got our AI switching machine, if you want. So now we have 2 different types of bad guys that'll come after us. Any questions? Just drop them down below.